87 years ago, the small town of Arakataca, near Colombia's Caribbean coast, saw the birth of a child who would become one of the greatest writers of the 20th century. Gabriel Garcia Marquez, who died recently in Mexico City, is said to have been inspired by these tropical surroundings when he wrote about Macondo, the fictional town where his masterpiece, 100 Years of Solitude, unfolds.
I came to visit the place where the Nobel laureate spent his childhood. But it's not just the Nobel laureate of Arakataca, he's universal, a person admired throughout the world, a person whose life story should be taught.
Born and raised in Arakataca, Garcia Marquez moved to Mexico in 1981, spurred by fears he would be interrogated, or worse, by the Colombian army, who suspected he had ties with the leftist M19 guerrilla group. He returned to Colombia for brief visits later in life, but considered Mexico City his home. This has left some in Arakataca with the bitter feeling that they were robbed of their hero.
There are a lot of people who feel a little hurt because everything is about Mexico, 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 and no one is talking about Arakataca. He was born here. It was the land that gave birth to him.
Arakataca has never really seen much benefit from Garcia Marquez's fame. It's a poor town where a lot of homes aren't even connected to mains water, so many bathe in the river. The train passes through its station but doesn't stop here. There's hope that following his death, renewed interest in Marquez's work will result in more tourists coming to visit. Marquez's childhood home, turned into a museum, has already seen a rise in visitor numbers.
I've traveled to Europe, and abroad they love Gabo even more than here. I think the whole world is mourning him, and today, more than ever, tourists will want to visit the place where our only Nobel laureate was born.
As Mexico bids farewell to its adoptive son with a national tribute, Colombia, and especially Arakataca, also plan to reclaim some of the memory of their long-lost author.